All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Drew Chesney. I am the Council Commissioner for Twin Rivers Council, and I am here to welcome you to the May 2022 Council Roundtable and Leader Update. This is the first full year that we've done these online updates on a monthly basis. We hit them sporadically before in a couple of years before this, but we did them every month this year, and this will be our last one for this particular scouting calendar year. So I think they've gone really well. I appreciate everyone's attendance and their participation. Hopefully you found them as useful as we have. And there is absolutely plans to continue them for next year, and even building a little bit upon them as we can with a few more program items and whatnot. So the tricky part is trying to keep it around an hour to be respectful of your time and making sure that we're not boring all of you as we go through all this stuff. So that is the absolute trick that we're trying to do. No, we will not be doing these over summer, because my hope is that everybody will be out there visiting summer camp and excuse me, doing awesome scouting adventures. So we will not continue these over the summer. We will pick them back up in August. So we're going to take June and July off. We're going to pick them up in August with with membership and the fall recruitment stuff coming out, along with popcorn and brand new program stuff that'll come out for the fall. So with that, we got a good lineup for you tonight. We have everybody here. So I'm going to get rolling, and Mark, you're going to be up first with some exciting news.
Thank you, Drew. If you all have not heard yet, I would like you to join me in congratulating Stephen Dunn on a promotion he received to become the Scout Executive of the French Creek Council, which is headquartered in Erie, Pennsylvania. So Stephen successfully navigated their selection process against other candidates, won the job, and has a start date of June 1st. So that is literally a month away. In the meantime, he's going to take some PTO. He had a trip planned. He and his wife, Carolyn, had a trip planned to California. So they're going to spend some time there. So we're going to have some limited time left with Stephen before his start date on June 1st. So Stephen, on behalf of the council, all of us, congratulations on that. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Stephen. It's been fantastic working with you. Certainly going to miss you, but excited for this opportunity for you. And I know you're going to do awesome at it. So good job. Congratulations. Moving on. Oh, and just a quick reminder, feel free to drop anything in the chat, comments, questions, and we will get to them. Remember, we'll have the time at the end of the hour as well to answer any questions and spend some one-on-one time with anybody has any particular conversation you want to have. So, all right. Next up, Brian with our safety minute.
All right, so we're continuing with our safety tradition here. Do I have a slide for this, Drew?
What's that?
Do I have a slide for this?
I thought I switched it over. Did I not?
No, I don't know. I'm still seeing the fronts, the leader roundtable side. It might be alone in that. I don't know. There we go. I see it.
I'm on it. Sorry, a little slow.
Figured we'd touch on the BSA's Safe Program for delivering the scouting program. This is our acronym to be thinking about the kinds of things we want to think about when preparing for any activity in scouting. And SAFE stands for supervision. The youth are supervised by qualified and trustworthy adults who set the example for safety. This is making sure that adults are adequately trained. We do a lot of great training opportunities here in the council, and we want to make sure that our adult leaders are trained and experienced to lead the activity that they're doing, whether that's typical scout leader adult training or whether it's more specialized program training like aquatics or climbing or something along those lines, excuse me. And people that know how to deliver the BSA scouting program with integrity and are using qualified instructors, guides, or other safety personnel, depending upon the type of activity that is going on. We want to make sure we're assessing risks. Activities are assessed for risks during planning. Leaders have reviewed applicable program guidance or standards and have reviewed and have verified that the activity is not prohibited. Risk avoidance or mitigation is incorporated into the strategy. We've talked, I think it was at the last meeting, about the Guide to Safe Scouting. That's a really great, useful tool for making sure that the activities you're thinking about doing meet BSA's standards for quality and safety. And so please make sure that we're assessing and planning the activities that we're doing on our scouting activities and trips. Fitness and skill. Participants' annual health and medical records are reviewed, and leaders have confirmed that prerequisite fitness and skill levels exist for participants to take safely. This was the first safety moment that I did, was talking about the health and safety, the health and medical record. And we want to make sure that everybody is completing that as required for their activities, and that risk factors such as temporary or chronic health conditions are considered for all participants, and that everyone has the age, maturity, and physical abilities to safely participate in any scouting activity. And the last one is equipment and environment, which is safe and appropriately sized equipment. Courses, camps, campsites, trails, or playing fields are used properly. Leaders periodically check gear use and the environment for changing conditions that could affect safety. This refers to both equipment that you might be using, think climbing harnesses or helmets if you're doing some climbing. It refers also to the weather and environmental conditions that you might run into in any sort of a camping experience. So there's more details on this. You can check out the full itemized list of the SAFE checklist on scouting.org, but keep in mind that supervision, assessment, fitness and skill, and equipment and environment, and that'll keep you safe on your scouting activities.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Tori, our membership minute for the month.
All right, welcome everybody. And as we are kicking off to get into camping season, and I know that Drew's theme was planning this month and different things to be, so I figured, you know what, let's do planning of a recruitment event. I know that these are, we could kick into the fall. We have had some in the spring, but just some different ideas. Because recruiting new scouts, is a chance to be able to bring the value of scouting to them. So, you want to be able to, number one, make sure you got a plan. As part of your unit annual planning, a lot of units right now are planning their, maybe for the fall, you're starting to get together, have a June barbecue, or maybe some do it in August. Make sure that you develop your plan. What do you want to do? Is there a type of recruitment event that you want to do? Is there, a date, a time, a theme? Is there a specific format? We've had some bike rodeos. We've had some carnivals this spring. We have some coming up this weekend that are doing a Pinewood Derby. We are, at baseball Little League opening days this weekend. So just think about that and start planning that and have that be a part of your plan. So it's a natural progression. And then also, what resources will you need? So, kind of get ahead of the game, because, going into the fall, it's going to be crazy. We hit the ground running, and we just want to make sure too that the membership team can provide you with those resources, definitely in a timely manner. And we want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. So put that as a part of your, your unit planning. And you want to promote. You always want to make sure that no matter what you're doing is that you put some marketing into your recruitment night. You want positive person to person for scouting. So a lot of that is peer to peer. A lot of your families, engage your families. Maybe sometimes it's hard to get volunteers, but you know what? Maybe they might have fun being at that joining night or being out there and talking about scouting, but you want to get it out there. Use we have the geofencing, flyers, different types of things. We got a couple units that this coming weekend too that are in the Niskayuna area that are doing like kind of a carnival thing, and they have picked up 40 lawn signs that they are putting everywhere throughout Niskayuna. So there's different types of ways to promote it, get it out there. And also while you're doing your events, make sure you're keeping it moving. You don't want it to be stagnant. Think about when you go either to a home show or you go to a fair, things are always moving. They're always, they're always going. You don't want it to be stagnant. You want them to see how fun scouting can be. So, don't use your sign up necessary to discuss everything about scouting. Show them the program, show them bits and pieces of how fun it can be, making sure that you're bragging about your units. Let them see, have the kids there so that the kids can express how much fun that they have. So making sure of that. A lot of the times, we can kind of get caught up in that passion and start talking about scouting. Well, we kind of lose the parents. So you want to get them excited and engaged. And always making sure we're following up. A lot of times, you have the sheets, you have them fill it out, to get information. You always want to make sure that you're following up with your families that have signed up or have shown interest, because that's going to show them that, they're interested in us, they're making us feel welcome. So we want to make sure we're doing that. Some tips, really quick tips for recruitment event. First is reach out to your district membership team or your district team for support too. They should be your first line of defense of going out there. It's kind of tough because we'd love to be able to clone ourselves and be at so many different events. But we also want to engage our district teams to make sure that they're there to help support also. When we have 4 or 5 events on one day, it's really tough for me, Ty, and Quinn to be at all of them. So reach out there first to your district team for support. Make sure you're bragging about your unit, pictures, display, fun things that the youth have done, derby cars, for the troops, do some Dutch oven cooking, make it fun and eye-catching. Make them grab and say, wow, that looks pretty cool, and come over and see it. Making sure, again, I'm sure there's a lot that you guys know, but just want to make sure, have a calendar of your upcoming events. What is the unit planning? Camping opportunities. Let them see our resident camps, our day camps. Let them see all the fun things that we have for camping, the different programs. Have info about day camp and resident camp there so that the parents, as they're signing up, can see what some of the fun things and activities we have. And if there's any events, camporees, engage all of that. And make sure you have a parent or a volunteer at the table too, to be able to answer any questions. Even if one of the membership team is there, make sure you got a unit leader there or a parent there to help be able to engage. Because, parents have questions on, what does the unit do? What day do they meet? What time do they meet? I try to keep a lot in this noggin, but you know what? I can't remember everybody's, time and stuff that they meet. So just make sure having somebody there would be great. And also it engages them, and then they see parent to parent. And a couple fun things that we've done. This was a fun one I wanted to throw up there that we've done at a couple recruitment events, is having like a guessing jar game, where we've had you have the jar filled with anything that you choose. I've been using Hershey Kisses, or like at Easter time, I used the little Hershey eggs, and then have the youth come up and be able to guess the amount that's in there. Or maybe you can have a couple prizes on the side. We can go to the dollar store, have some, get flashlights, get some camping things, different things for the kids to do. You can do it either way, and then have them guess how much is in the jar. You'll be surprised on how many, and as the kids are doing that, you're engaging the parents, and you're able to talk to them and let them know about the scouting program. And usually if you got any events, one thing I just want to add real quick, if you do have events coming up, please, can you reach out to us to help, give us like about a 3 to 4 week if you need us to be there for scheduling purposes. We just want to make sure that we can fit everybody in. But you guys know where we are. Feel free to reach out if you got, even when it comes down to your unit planning, and you need a little bit of help with, we've never done a recruitment plan before. How do we do this? Please feel free to reach out. Be glad to sit down via Zoom, in person at a committee meeting, and kind of go over some steps and some basics to really get you guys set up really great in the fall. I think that if anybody's got any questions, let me know. If not, Drew, I'm good.
I think it's important, Tori, correct me if I'm wrong, but we do encourage not just scout packs, but scout BSA units to conduct unit recruitment nights and activities and whatnot. And have you found that we don't see a lot of them out there, but have you found that Scout BSA units that run recruitment events and nights have any success? And are there good stories and best practices that's worth time for people to put one together, or a scoutmaster or troop committee?
Yes, actually, we've had a couple troops that have done a open house type of recruitment night, and they've had some success. Our Scouts BSA numbers, actually, we've recruited more Scouts BSA this year than we have in previous years, but some of them, what they've done is done like an open house kind of perspective, where they've put out the flyers, or they're even at festivals. A lot of the troops will go out to like in Whitehall, we have a festival that's up there. The troops are more engaged to do something like that, to get out. But we've had a couple that have done an open house, which they've done we had one up in the Ballston Spa, Clifton Park area where they had different stations. It wasn't just your typical come in, look at us. They had an open house where they had Dutch oven cooking. They had, unusual merit badges, and the counselors there to help with the kids. And then they had a camping race, and And then they also had a knot tying race. So they were being really inventive. So we have, Drew, we have seen some of those, but I've seen more troops this year, and I've sent out more recruitment kits to a lot of the Scouts BSA troops. So I've been really encouraged to see a lot of them out there more this year than I've seen before.
Very cool. I was just kind of curious, and it's encouraging for, I think, Scout BSA units to know that there's opportunities for them, and there
Absolutely.
is units that do have success doing it. Mr. Clancy threw a couple of questions in there for you. Recruiting signs for his Saturday event, and anything about rockets left over.
Okay.
All right.
I will.
So I'll let you
I'll
reply to him personally.
yeah, I'll
together with you, Tori,
reply.
separately.
All right. Any questions for Tori on membership and recruitment? All right. Very cool. Moving onwards, Quinn, you're up.
Awesome. So Quinn here. So I just wanted to talk about the new member coordinator position and kind of what are the elements that make the position. I kind of broke into 3 different segments. First, the new member coordinator assists the welcoming process for families. So while I believe the PAC or unit troop can work together as a team, and new member coordinator can definitely be part of the team for the recruitment planning of the event. You want the new member coordinators basically that guide that brings in those new family and be able to assist them in the process, be it in a PAC or in a unit. So they can help the youth and adults to basically greet the newcomers, like the new families, and to establish good contact for them if you have questions, and be on basically the same level as that adult. And that's why we really push new member coordinators to not necessarily always be in uniform, so that they're more approachable to those new parents at meetings and things like that. So, hey, you look like you know what you're talking about. I would like to ask you questions, and just be able to have that opportunity to link that. Then also share the benefits of scouting. So you want a new member coordinator promote the scouting benefits, and maybe assist with the social media and other avenues of communication to make that connection with the parents or other adults, and kind of showcase scouting through engagements in local community events. So opportunity to kind of look into different ways you can engage with your community, like your local youth center or other venues that you can promote scouting and your local unit. I know a lot of communities love hearing about scouting, and be able to hear more about it and have that connection and go, hey, this is the person you should talk to about scouting if you're interested, and be able to have that connection. And then the third thing is assist in the unit recruitment. They can assist, such as joining in the event, so that when they're at a booth or something, they can go, hey, I'm the person you can ask about all sorts of questions. And they can have all sorts of different information for that. What's really important is to make that connection with the parent of that transition into Scouts, so that it's not like, okay, here's all your paperwork, good luck, be at your next meeting. It's the opportunity to kind of transition into how scouting is. And what's really important with this position, you don't have to be a 15-year-long scouter that knows every single change in the book and knows all this information. It can be like a grandmother or someone relatively new in the scouting. It's a really good position if they don't necessarily want, pardon me, to be like a den leader or like system scout master, where they're like heavily involved, but where they can still attend the meetings and be able to be that link to the new families and assist the unit in a very beneficial way. So that's kind of the rundown of the new member coordinator. It's basically that guide for those new families. Currently in the council, we have 19 different units, I believe, that have a new member coordinator, and we have 23 people in the role, because you can have more than one new member coordinator in a unit. So you can create a team of individuals, like a group, which definitely helps. So if you have 2 or 3 people that are really interested in promoting and assisting new parents, you can't say, oh, there's only one. You can have multiple people. So that's all I have. If there's any questions, let me know.
Cool. Thanks, Quinn. Tori, one last thing for you. I'm going to put you on the spot here and see how awesome your memory is. This month, we saw some changes to national policy on who can join Scouts BSA units. Do you want to address that at all real quick?
Sure. No, absolutely. I know that National had put out, and just to make some clarifications, what they did is they have now brought, normally it was you had to be 10 and completed the 5th grade in order to be able to go into Scouts BSA. Now what they have done is they have brought that back a little bit. So now you have to be 10 if you're brand new to scouting, brand spanking new to scouting, just coming in. You have to be 10 and be in the 5th grade and have it be after March 1st. So if it's March 2nd and you have a youth that is 10 years old that wants to join scouting, they are able to do so. If they are currently in scouting and they are in AOL, they do have to complete, they have to have their their AOL, and they would have to, they have to be at least 10 years old, and then be able to go in, but they can still go in. They don't have to complete the 5th grade in order to transition over. I think some is that nothing has changed, is that it's got to stay complete. They have to be at least 10 years old. If they're 9.5 and they don't turn 10 until December, they have to wait until they are completely 10 in order to be able to cross over.
I appreciate that. I know that's a big change that a lot of people have been asking for a long time, and National made it quite recently. And Mark just linked up the Scouting Magazine blog for anybody who wants to take a look at that article there. So that was an important change this month that Scout BSA units should absolutely take note of, especially when it comes to recruiting, crossovers, and just that overall age group. So real quick, we wanted to kind of remind everybody, or maybe you just didn't quite know just yet, but when you're dealing with memberships, whether it's a transfer or a multiple situation, unit leaders and users have that ability to create those transfers without having to go the paper route, paper application through the office. You have the ability through My.Scouting. Again, you can do a transfer from out of a unit. One of the recent things I noted there, you can also do a transfer into a unit for an adult. And also unit leaders or the end users, parents are able to initiate that as well. This is a big season now for AOL crossovers. So this is why we're really trying to bring this up and encourage Cub Masters and pack leaders to make sure that you have transferred out all of your kids to the appropriate unit that they are going to. Again, this is a tool that you have the ability to do. There should be no applications, and it's something that you have to initiate on your end through My.Scouting. You can complete that, again, right through the My.Scouting roster feature. You can handle your own, if you wanted to, adults. If you're transfer, you want a multiple someplace, you're able to handle that your own on the main menu under your My Application tab itself. So just keep that in mind. I was going to try and show everybody how to do that, but in my pack, I have nobody who is able to cross over or transfer. So it really doesn't quite help you if I can't do it, because it'll tell me that I have nobody eligible. However, we did find Rob Patterson was a very generous man and did some research. In the chat box, I just threw a YouTube channel video that will help you go through the step-by-step process of that particular of how to do it. It's real simple. It's an easy process. I'm also dropping in there a doc from my Google Drive that will help you with just sheets of paper, step-by-step, some frequently asked questions on the process, and just an overall summary about it. Another quick reminder to you is that in the past, you've had to create a new or fill out a new application just to transfer positions. For example, from a den leader maybe to a committee member, or a committee member to den leader. That is no longer a need. You were able to make those changes as a unit in the organizational manager. It's as easy as a drop and click and drop and drag, and it is real easy to do. Changes take place overnight, and it's over and done with. There's nothing else to fill out or worry about. So Again, that would be in the organizational manager, and that's available to the key 3 of the unit to handle. So just keep those 2 changes in mind. It's something you can do as a unit. You don't need the council office to do. Things that used to take, a week or 2 for processing or more can be done in a matter of 5 minutes and over and done with. You can transfer out 20 youth to 2 or 3 different units in a matter of 10 minutes and be done with it. And the unit leader receiving those youth will receive notification that he has applications waiting, or she does. All they have to do is accept them, and their kids have been added, and they're all set. It's done. Nothing more to do. So again, I just dropped those 2 links into the chat box. Feel free to take a look at them, but this is a big season for this, so just keep that in mind. All right. Cub Scout Medieval Day Camp is coming up. We have one at Rotary Scout Reservation on July 11th through the 15th. We also have Camp Wakpanami August 6th through the 7th. So one is a full week, one is just a couple days. Right now, they are currently looking for support and help. They need help with nature, crafts, scout skills, shooting sports, games, theme, and den leaders at day camps at both of them. So if you have an interest in volunteering for a weekend or the full week, they could really use some support. The information I think is fully on the website. If you go to trcscouting.org, there's staff applications there, but also registration is open. And for Cubs, we are still going to be accepting registrations right up until the day camp begins. So feel free, if you have not encouraged your kids to sign up and show them what the programs are available to them, feel free to do so. And yeah, I'm just kind of going over the notes real quick. That's why I'm looking off to my side to make sure I got everything that she wished me to say on their behalf. I think I got everything. So registration's still open. They are looking for staff still and support. And it is a fantastic time. Kids have a great time. So feel free to sign up. Stephen, did I miss anything? Anything you want me to touch on there? Or is that good? Thumbs up and we're good.
There is busing available for the Rotary one. So
Busing available for the Rotary Day Camp. Fantastic. Thank you. Moving on, Mr. Murray.
All right, we are getting ready, doing the work to get ready to open up our summer resident camp this summer at Rotary Scout Reservation. We have some of our staff are in the midst of training at the National Camping School this week. I've just out with some of them this weekend, and they're getting some outstanding skills to help lead the Scouts. We've got some announcements here. I sent out an email to all the units today that we are going to be holding a summer camp roundtable next Monday. So same time as this one, but next Monday, 7:30 via Zoom. I sent the link out today. I'll be posting that up on social media as well and on our website so that you can join in. We got some new things we got going on this year as far as summer camp is concerned, some new operational pieces that folks will want to know about, and we'll be able to talk about the online merit badge registration, which begins a week later after this, so 2 weeks from tonight. Lots of good stuff happening, and so if you're coming out to camp this summer, hope to see you at our summer camp roundtable next week. We've got some key deadlines on here that are upcoming as far as camp planning. The camp payments are due for the Scouts that are already in process. That is due May 15th, so 2 weeks from yesterday is when that is all set. And then merit badge registration, program registration will begin at 7 o'clock on the 16th, so 2 weeks from tonight. Weeblo Scouts do continue to have a later timeline for them, and they are expected to have their payments in by June 15th. That's to avoid the late fee. There is a $50 late charge that starts to kick in on the fees after May 15th for most Scouts. But the Weeblos are exempted from that because we know that many of them are still crossing over the next couple of months. I've had some questions about, with the Weeblos joining up later on than the after the program registration begins. Same thing happened last year. It was not a problem. The issue, because the Weeblo Scouts typically are doing their own path of program as a first-year camper that doesn't really overlap with what the other scouts that are signing up for camp at this point are doing. So the scouts that are going to be registering, really, I would expect by the when we open it up in 2 weeks, are going to be the older returning scouts that are going to be doing more of a merit badge program, and the younger scouts that might still be registering a little bit later are going to be doing primarily trail to first class and typical first-year camper merit badges. So there's really not a concern in terms of, you know, first-year campers losing out on opportunities because they're going to be registering later. And of course, they can register on the 16th as long as their payment's free. So if they want to get in ahead of that, that's all it is. That's all it takes for the scout to be able to register, is their full payment must be in. What else do we have? Yes, we still have a few positions that we're looking for. We really do have an outstanding team. I'm really excited about the staff that we've got coming back. A lot of returning directors. In fact, all of our directors are returning in a couple of new places, but everybody that we've got coming back is an experienced director. We've got a lot of experienced instructors as well. I'm really excited about some of the new staff, instructors, and CITs that we're bringing on board as well. They really impressed in their interviews, and so I know that they're going to be doing a fantastic job providing a quality program for everyone this summer. We do have a few positions still available to round out our team for this summer. We're still looking for 2 program instructor positions, one in ecology and one in community safety. We're also looking to help out our wonderful and outstanding chef who's on our call tonight. And I would say that even if he wasn't listening in, but he's a fantastic guy, but he also needs some help. So we'd love to get him an assistant cook in there to help him out. Sean did a fantastic job for us last year, and we're really excited to have him back. We also need some additional food service staff to assist in there as well. So if you have anybody that is interested in joining us this summer, there is an online staff application on our website. You can see the address there, rsrbsa.org/camp staff, and they can apply online, and we'll get them up set up for an interview and hopefully get them on board. We also do still have some availability for CITs. If you have any 15-year-old scouts that might be interested in joining us as a CIT this summer, we've got some really outstanding CITs coming in, but we can accommodate a few more. So they would use the same application process, the same online piece there. And we do an interview with them, and it's kind of a nice way of helping them learn that process before they get accepted as a CIT. And I think I've talked about this before, but just real quickly, the CIT program it's an outstanding program for older scouts that are not yet old enough to join the full staff, but are looking for that older scout experience at camp. And they come in and they experience most of our staff week training with us and get some really great training out of this. And then they do at least 2 weeks of camp with us. And during those 2 weeks of camp, their day is split in half, where half the day they're doing some work in the program areas and learning how to be an instructor and how to be a quality staff member. But the other half of the day, they're off being a scout. They go do advancement. They can do merit badges. They can do things like COPE or BSA lifeguard and things like that. So it's a fantastic opportunity for them to kind of have that hybrid experience of still being a camper and getting those advancement opportunities, while also starting to kind of get their foot in the door of working in a camp staff environment. So if you've got that 15-year-old scout, best of all, also for units, I know some of you might be concerned about losing that 15-year-old who might be a senior patrol leader or other kind of senior person within your troop, and you're coming to camp. They are welcome to stay with your troop during the week that you're at camp. So you're not going to lose them for that. You can, they're going to go off to program and just like your other scouts do, but it might just be that they're going off to teach some merit badges or help assist teaching some merit badges for a few hours rather than taking them themselves. But they can still eat with your troop, they can still camp with the troop, and provide all of the junior leadership experience that you're looking for from those scouts. So it's a really tremendous leadership opportunity. Parents that have had their scouts go through the CIT program have generally raved about the experience afterwards and the kind of the opportunities that they've gained. So encourage them to sign up for that. There's a question in the chat about the wages. All of that is very much based on experience, age, kind of a number of different factors. So it's not something that I could easily kind of get into on this call. But if there's somebody that's interested in that, I'd encourage them to put in an application, and we can contact them and talk to them about those things. And the other announcement that we have on here, or just the other slide here, is just to remind everyone that we do have Cub Scout resident camp as well. We talked about the day camp experience a little bit before. We have Cub Scout Resident Camp July 24th to 27th at Rotary. And this is that next step experience for those Cub Scouts. Maybe they've done day camp in the past, although day camp is not a prerequisite for going to resident camp. It's just a great opportunity for scouts from a pack or scouts individually with a parent to come out to camp and spend a couple of days and nights at experiencing a kind of a deeper camp experience. There are some program opportunities that we're able to offer that the day camp program is not, including aquatics programs. The swimming and boating opportunities are part of our experience but are not able to be done during the day camp environment. So that if they're interested in doing some swimming or any of the boating activities, they can do that. Usually when I'm talking with the Cub Scouts, I lead off with fishing because that's always a really popular one for the Cubs. They really very much enjoy that. We've got some great fishing opportunities for them there. We've got crafts. We've got the shooting sports. We work on trying to complete the shooting sports award for the Cub Scouts, which involves archery, the BB guns, and slingshots. So they can work on completing that shooting sports award. There's I think I mentioned crafts already, but there's the STEM programming that we've got going on for that. Lots of really fun, exciting programs, and they get to stay in the big tents like the older scouts stay in and enjoy, the nights around the campfire with the other scouts in their den or their pack with their parents and their other pack leaders. Certainly encourage packs to come together, and we will keep packs together, or people that come from the same pack or the same den at home. We're going to keep you together, even if there may be some variation in ages amongst those Cub Scouts. That's really to support those families that might be coming, that might bring scouts of different ages that are all in the same family unit. So we're going to definitely camp you folks together. And then as the groups go around and do the program, it's sort of a round robin program through our schedule. We have some really great work with our staff to be able to differentiate the experiences needed to be able to support the younger Cub Scouts and the older Cub Scouts to kind of get the experience that they're looking for in each of those program areas, but while still keeping them together with the friends that they know and the family members that they know as they're going through this. So really encourage Cub Scouts to come on out to camp. It's a fantastic, fun opportunity, and I can't wait. I'm excited. I said I was at National Camp School this past weekend, and that's got me jonesing for going out to camp. I can't wait to get out there. I'm ready for the school year to be done and the camp year to begin. So I hope to see you all out there this summer.
Fantastic. Any questions for Brian before we move on? Just a quick reminder also, we have some programs up at Waukponomy this year. We have the Waukponomy Adventure Weekend, July 9th through the 10th. It'll be Adventure Weekend, waterfront, shooting sports, Pioneer program, ATVs will be available. There is I think registration is open and available right now on the council website. So it'll be a good weekend. If you're looking for something extra or something different, get away. It'd be a fantastic opportunity there. We also have the July 20th hosting the training date for the ATV programs. We've mentioned this previous months, but just another plug for it. This is an opportunity for you to go and get your training out of the way. In order for units to go up and use facilities, the ATV facilities or trails and whatnot, you have to be trained on them. If you go up, do it now, then your unit can go up another time, rent the facilities and have a good time with your kids out on the trail. Also, there's going to be, I think there's several shooting sports weekends available, right, Stephen? Nod your head yes, if I'm correct.
Yeah, there's going to be a shooting competition weekend. There's going to be an NRA youth activity weekend at the end of July. So there's several shooting.
A lot of
days that are
opportunities
gonna be
going on at
scheduled.
both camps, and traditional and fantastic camp at Rotary. We have some extra programs going on at Waukponomy. So there is a lot of adventure available to units and to all of our age groups in the council. So definite opportunities, and we encourage you all to take advantage of them and spend some time at our properties. Another quick reminder, June 26th through July 2nd, Rotary Scout Reservation, NYLT is a go. I know in talking with the staff, the youth leaders have been working very hard on getting their program together and getting themselves all organized, and they're doing a fantastic job. So it'll be a great opportunity for troops and crews to send their leaders. Remember, you got to be at least first class, must be at least 14 years old, and completed Intro to Leadership. Intro to Leadership is an online course, very easy to take care of. but it is a great opportunity for your up and coming youth leadership. Doesn't necessarily have to be the individual who's going to be your senior patrol leader, but it can be anybody who's an up and coming leader in your unit, troop guide, patrol leader, ASPL, senior patrol leader.
There's
They can
still
absolutely-
plenty of space for NYLT.
Okay.
I think we only have 13 or 14 people signed up so far. So like I said, plenty of space for NYLT.
And a while ago, we did say that if there's, we've always said for any one of our programs, any ones I've listed off, NYLT, summer camp, there is some space if you do have a family or somebody really wants to go and they do need a little help, even though the campership deadline is passed, have them call the office and have a conversation. Maybe there's opportunity that we can help, but at least ask and see what we can do. Nobody should just assume that they're shut out of camp because of financial reasons. We will definitely do what we can to get every kid into camp who wants to be there. Mark, anything else on that? That's about spot on.
Sounds good.
Cheryl, you want to touch on University of Scouting real quick? It's coming up fast.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah, we're really excited. This year's University of Scouting, as the slide says, is going to be on Saturday, May 21st, which is just a few weeks away. We're going to be out at the Rotary Scout Reservation for the university this year. So we're really excited because we have an opportunity to offer some outdoor classes that we haven't been able to do in the past when we've been in a school. And so we're looking forward to it. We have our staff ready and registration is open. So if you haven't yet registered, please go out on the website and register. There's no fee, but you do need to bring your own lunch this year. We will not be providing lunch, but bring your own lunch. And as you can see from the slide, we have a number of courses, but just to name a few, our Dutch oven course is coming back again this year. We have a couple plant and animal identification courses that we're going to be able to run out at the camp. Of course, our favorite knots is back again. We have a fire building for those folks that want to tune up their skills on how to build a fire. We're going to have that this year. And we also have a centennial hike that we'll be doing around Rotary Scout Reservation in celebration of their anniversary this year. So lots of fun and exciting courses that we can do outdoors at the camp. And we're looking forward to everybody. So if you haven't registered yet, please go out and register and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Fantastic. Thank you, Cheryl. I just want to touch on real quick a great question that Eric asked. I don't know if everybody saw it in the chat box, but it's a great question. You want to know when the camperships that have been awarded, when would they be announced? And they were awarded last week. And Stephen let us know that everybody was notified via email today. So if you had individuals who did put in for camperships, they should have received their notification today. That's a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, if your scout was already registered to go to camp, we've already applied the campership amount into your camp reservation. So
cool. Very cool. Quick reminder on social media. This is something that comes up a lot with questions and whatnot. It's something that I had to sit through didn't have to, that's a very negative connotation, but I sat through a national meeting that had this as a quick topic as well. So I thought I'd bring it up with everybody that we're going through. Units, everybody seems to have a social media page at this point, council and whatnot. Units are actively engaged with them as well. So quick reminder that when it comes to posting photos and videos of scouts, you need to have the parents sign offs that are available in the medical forms. And you need to have those on file. So if a unit is using these, putting them on your unit page and whatnot, you want to make sure that you keep a copy of the release available, probably with the chartered organization, a file there, or maybe a filing cabinet or something in the office, and make sure that you have them available. Also, it's strongly encouraged and asked that you avoid using specific names. Examples would be our scouts enjoyed the camporee rather than listing off every kid. If you don't have to avoid list kids, please don't. If you're trying to give an individual recognition like an Eagle Scout, the ask is that if they're youth, and that's pretty much under 18, that you identify them as first name, last initial. So instead of John Doe, it's John D. And make sure that you list them that way instead of full names on social media.
Drew,
Uh,
I've seen every single Eagle Scout announcement in the council for the last 2.5 years uses the full name of the scout.
Well, not on the council page, but you have seen it on district pages, and it's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I see a youth name on a council page, it gets deleted immediately. But I have seen some districts do it. They need to make sure that they're over the age of 18 if they are, and if they're not, they need to adjust them. And we do make that note to them.
Worst
No
case
closed or
scenario.
private groups. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Worst case scenarios when we see, a scout's first and last name who meets at AB Church at 7:30 on Wednesday nights. We absolutely cannot do that. I can't think of anything worse on social media than putting a kid's first name and where they meet, what time. I do see Eagle Scouts and I do see special recognition. We've got to be cautious with that too.
Yep, and that's part of the reason why I'm bringing it up this month for everybody. No closed groups or private groups or pages, and everything must have adult moderation to it in keeping with 2 deep leadership. So again, you can't necessarily have closed private groups to run your unit activities or scouting program or communicate. You just cannot do that at all. So just some real big ones. These are the ones I see all the time, and I just want to remind individuals of the policy behind them. So. Mark, you're up next with some news on the popcorn program.
Great. I am going to share my screen. Let me know if you see the website page, Drew. Okay. Holly Rogers is going to be our council point on our 2022 popcorn sale, but Holly has been out on PTO, and so I'm going to just share a couple of updates to the sale and information that you can find on the website. First of all, we're going to be using the website as our #1 communication tool for the popcorn sale. And a couple of things we're going to do differently this year. You'll see on the calendar, we have an early show and sell. We've had several units in the past take advantage of getting popcorn early for festivals. So we want to make sure that's open and available to anybody that would like an early show and sell. We have our traditional show and sell, and then we have our take order. This year, we're going to keep things as simple as possible, and we're introducing more of a division between the show and sell and the take order. We're actually returning unsold popcorn from our units back to the council to re-inventory to keep things very clean. We're going to distribute 2 distribution types. One is our central distribution at Clark's. That's the warehouse we've been using in Albany for a couple of years. And we're also going to do a northern distribution route where we'll meet units along the Northway and distribute popcorn to units at a set time and set locations along the Northway. When the show and sell is over, we'll reverse that. We're going to return at Clark's, and we're going to send that truck back up to the north and meet units to gather up their unsold popcorn. Then the take order starts. We've re-inventoried. We order exactly to the container what we need to fill those take orders, and we redistribute again at Clark's and on a truck up north. So it's a tighter system. I think it helps with people having to drive long distances to pick up their popcorn orders. The council's going to take that burden on, and we're just going to tighten that up a little bit. I think that's the biggest change in terms of customer service. Also on the website right now, we are set up for you to sign up. We have a Google commitment form, very simple, email, you're selling, which type of order, and some contact information, district and unit. Submit that, and that will let us know that your unit has committed to the popcorn sale for 2022. We'll add in our popcorn guide. We'll have sales trainings. We'll update those. We'll update contacts, and we'll have some FAQs. We're keeping a very in the theme with a simple sale. We're keeping our commission very simple, 2 options. You can have a 35% commission plus a cumulative gift card incentive program for scouts, Or if you want to avoid the hassle of gift cards, option B is a simple 38% flat commission, no gift card incentive for the scouts. And then on top of either of those scenarios, we have some other incentives that Camp Master and the council put on, including our $1,000 level free ice fishing day at either one of our camps this coming sale. Drew, that's it, unless there's any questions. Again, the theme this year is very simple. Every kid that sells popcorn at any level is going to get a patch. And we're just going to keep it clean and simple this year.
Very cool.
I'll
Any
get the
questions from Mark? I have to get over my screen to see if anybody typed anything in there. You can only select one option on the Google form, so that will be, so again, you have the all one at the bottom, but if they want to do two instead of all four or whatever.
Got it.
So
I'll fix that.
there. Very cool. Thank you for that, Amelia. Thank you. All right. Any other questions or thoughts on the popcorn as we get moving? All right, great. Another quick reminder, we have 2 trainings left on this scouting calendar year. Cub Scout Leader Training, May 7th. That's this coming Saturday, right? Yeah.
So that training has just been canceled due to.
Oh, you guys are killing me. You're killing me here.
Just got an email this evening.
All right, never mind, guys. Never mind. How about the basic adult leader outdoor orientation? Can I speak about that one?
No, that one's going strong. There's like 8 to 10
All
people
right.
already signed up.
May 20th through the 21st. That's going to be 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. 24 great hours of training on Baloo, Camp Walk Potami. Remember, this particular training is required if you are going to take your pack or den camping. So if you're a Cub leader and you wish to take people camping, you can absolutely do that as long as you have at least one person who is Baloo trained as part of your team, and they must be present to do that. So
Hey, I just want to do a shout out real quick to the team that put on the IOLS this last weekend. They had 27 people take the training up there, which I think is one of the biggest ILSs we have had in quite some time. So
that's fantastic. Absolutely. Good. All right. So those are the trainings coming up, Cheryl. Those are the, well, now one training that I could find in the calendar. That's about right for you. You're saying yes. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So that is our evening today. I wanted to make sure that we got as much out as we could. I had more plans, but as we got everything together, it just was going to fill up the hour pretty well. And like I said, I don't like to go over an hour in respect of everybody's time and sanity. So we are going to take the next 2 months off from these council roundtables. Brian's going to have the floor next week for his roundtable. We're going to take June, July off. We'll come back in August when a good portion of it will be Tori and her team getting the membership plans on the ground and getting every people running in the right direction. So we will have some program stuff and everything. We won't, give Tori the entire time to talk, but we will we'll do some other stuff too. But just want to wish everybody a wonderful summer full of scouting and family adventures. I hope you all have a fantastic time, and just a nice subtle another hint of the awesome Saratoga National Historic Park, newly redesigned program that is available to all units to go hike, and on our website, the awesome patch designed by Brian. We have a medallion that I got together, and we're quite proud of it. So go hike the trail. It's a wonderful time. Just a reminder, it is open fields. It is farm fields that have no water on them, so bring water bottles. So, or shade, so sunscreen up, thicket, yeah. We're going to be hanging out for a little bit here, so if you have anything that you'd like to talk about or ask any questions, feel free to. But otherwise, that is our program this evening, everyone, and I appreciate your time. Thanks.